Vinny Caravella.
Dan Reichert.
You know the folks at Housemark?
Yes.
They make a bunch of cool shootery games. They made Resogun. They made Super Stardust HD. And the other Stardust games. They made, more recently, Nex Machina. And right on the heels of that, they have put out MatterFall, which we'll go ahead and hop in and...
like usually very like particly...
Yep. Lots of shooting.
Twin sticky...
Rescuing civilians. Some like Robotron type stuff.
Sure.
Yeah,
Last Human Family, Defender... Not Defender, really. Robotron I'd probably go more with.
Nex Machina gave me some Robotron vibes, for sure.
I'm not sure I played it.
That one was cool. I think I like this one better. So I beat this one recently, although this is... You know, like a lot of their games, it's not about beating it necessarily. It's about getting through it and understanding patterns and how the game works, and then going back and going for high multipliers and leaderboard scores.
Sure.
Like that. It's very score focused. So I'll show you how this works. It's a bit different than their other stuff.
How is the multiplier?
The multiplier is up there in the top left. Right now I'm at 1 time, so let's go up here, get this thing. So I got a matter gun thing here. By L2, it does this. This does not attack things necessarily, but I'll show you what that does later. I also have a shot here.
That does attack things.
That's my primary weapon. That's the right
Wait,
stick.
they're all on one arm, right? Like Mega Man style?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have a side weapon here with R2.
Okay.
That is, I can swap those out. So I've got 4 of these. These unlock throughout the game as you rescue civilians. So these are the augmentations. You can have 3 at a time. If you want 3 weapons, you can do that, but you have to switch between them on the D-pad, as you can see on the right.
Yeah.
So right now I've got my primary damage up. I've got health up, which I don't think I need that right now. Let's go with strike detonation. Sorry.
Okay.
No, shockwave radius. I want that. I'll show you what that is in a second here.
What are the why are some colored and some are not?
Because the ones that are yellow, those are actual weapons that I'm actively using with R2. The white ones are just passive, like, hey, you're doing more damage.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. So,
we should say before we move on, this is on PS4.
Yes.
Published by Sony.
That is correct.
So exclusive to PS4 and $20.
Yes, it is. So basically, it's got a weird control scheme. So you're jumping with R1. And that's so you can use the right stick to shoot all the time. So you're shooting a lot, but another thing you do a lot is you hit L1 for the strike. And so that basically, like that burst, will get rid of any bullets in the area and freeze enemies.
Okay.
And also with my matter gun, you see these things that are being left behind? These like rotating things?
I do.
If I L2 with my matter gun, it makes those blow up. So that's a way that you can like try to cluster a bunch of things in one.
How do those show? They're just showing up randomly?
Yeah, randomly. And like one of the augmentations is to make those show up more frequently.
Okay.
And another augmentation lets your strike radius blow up those things.
Okay.
And then the other thing enemies leave behind are those blue little shards, which you see the thing below my health, that shiny thing? That means my overcharge is ready. So once I get a good cluster of dudes on screen here, I will use that. So this is not how I would be playing if I wanted to play for score, because I'd be going real fast. You get time bonuses. You get bonuses for rescuing all the civilians.
Where are the civilians?
Well, you can see in the top right, you see how there's 3 in this level.
3.
And you'll know you're getting close to one when one of them starts pulsing. So you'll see that in a bit here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you used your overcharge and basically froze the enemies?
Yeah, well, it slows things down quite a bit, and like there's an augmentation that lets you lets that last longer. Okay, so we'll get the score thing. So the matter gun, the main thing it does is it creates these. Creates platforms, and I can shoot through those. Enemies cannot. So you can use those as platforms. You can also use them as shields.
Do they? I like the look of them. Do they disappear after a while?
Yeah, you do have to kind of like re-up those if you let them sit idle for too long.
Okay.
And so I can do that strike in any direction, up, left, right, down. You have to use that a lot, especially if you're trying to play on harder difficulties, because it gets a little bullet helly, and that is the way you clear this stuff out.
So you do have to hold the trigger to fire, right? You're not just holding the direction to fire?
No, I'm holding the direction for my primary fire, but if I want to do this thing, that's R2.
When you pull the trigger? Okay,
yeah, so that's for the secondary.
So you just have to hold the direction, you'll do regular...
Yep.
Okay, pew, 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 fire?
Yeah, so like a good chunk of the game, you're just basically doing the 2 sticks and then R1 to jump. But it's a lot like R1, and then you dash with L1.
Right. So you're not really you don't have to take your fingers or your thumbs off the sticks a lot.
No. So it feels weird at first, but you definitely do get used to it. Especially if you're going to play it enough to go for high scores and stuff. All right. So like that's why I like having the radius up, is I can just stun a ton of things at once. I get my overcharge. So now I've got a 6-time multiplier. Every time I get hit, that's going to go down.
Well, left your soul behind, Dan.
Yep, that's all right.
All right.
So these are typically 100. I'm getting 6,000, or sorry, 1,000. Now it's 6,000.
spirits within, like when they're running through a ghost or something, and their souls get.
I did not see that film.
Wait,
Final Fantasy Spirits Within?
no, okay,
No, I never saw that.
really?
No,
I thought you liked video games.
I do. That was back when I even hated, like, I was a big old dick about Final Fantasy games. I like those now. I respect them now.
Okay,
Not a Final Fantasy fan, I'd say.
What's your favorite?
10 is the only one I beat outside of Tactics. I spent like hundreds of hours on Tactics, but 10's the only one that kept me going long enough to beat. I played a lot of 4 when it came out on DS. I played like 24 hours of that or something. But yeah.
You did? Like recently?
No. Back when it came out.
It came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But 10 is my favorite. Although I've seen a whole lot of 12 recently, because that's been being played in my house quite a bit. It looks pretty cool. I respect those games now, but back then I was a big dick about Final Fantasy, and I thought it was for nerds, and I made fun of people that were getting excited about like Final Fantasy 7. So like, oh, you like your game with you just dumb little fairies and magic spells, and I was insufferable in high school about JRPGs.
The Final Fantasy, like the fairies that give you health.
I don't know. I just thought it was stupid Lord of the Rings, fairies and magic and whatever.
I could see coming from your hatred of Zelda.
Exactly.
That really just like.
And that was always the argument that people
chip on your
rightfully
shoulder.
said to me. No, people were like, "You love Zelda." It's like, yeah, but Zelda, I'm controlling Link. I'm hitting things with a sword. It's an action. Like there's action elements. I've got boss fights. I'm not picking from a menu when I want to swing my sword. Like, I just don't know why I wasn't constantly getting punched in the face. Really, they dropped the ball with that. My classmates.
Hey, listen. Like, violence is the last bastion of the ignorant. Is that what the?
Sure, that's probably a thing people say.
Is that Asimov?
Yeah, that was him. Is that a science fiction writer?
Yes.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
Was he the sheep dream about electric stuff
No,
guy?
that's Philip K. Dick.
Okay.
Asimov was like iRobot and the law of robotics.
Philip K. Dick was the Minority Report man, right?
Yeah, Philip K. Dick is pretty much every like science fiction movie in the last like 20 years. You could probably be like, that was a Philip K.
He
Dick.
wasn't the Contact Man, was he? That was
no.
Carl Sagan.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
know that.
Contact. But he was like Scanner Darkly. He was Paycheck.
Is Scanner Darkly Keanu Reeves?
I think it's Keanu Reeves. That's the one that's all drawn squiggly.
Oh, it's like Dr. Katz?
No. I didn't see the movie. I've read the short story book. It's actually, I don't know, bookish.
Yeah. He wrote this, right? Philip K. Dick?
Yeah, Philip K. Dick wrote MatterFall.
Okay.
But only the screenplay.
Okay, there is a lot of lore here, so.
There are a ton of his stuff. Obviously, Blade Runner.
Wait, was that Philip K. Dick?
That's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
Oh, well, Blade Runner's awesome, so I guess I like Philip K. Dick. And Minority Report is pretty cool.
Do you like Paycheck?
I've never heard of Paycheck.
Do you like Total Recall?
I'm thinking of Pay Back, the Mel Gibson, Give Me Back My Son.
No.
Total Recall confuses me. I've seen it several times. No, I never saw the new one.
Okay.
Last time I saw Total Recall, well, okay, I think I've seen Total Recall twice. Once when I was a kid, and I didn't understand it, but it was cool because Arnold was killing people. And once when I was an adult, but it was after I got back from a bar at like 3 in the morning, and I was super drunk, and neither me or my friend understood what the hell was going on. So I think Total Recall's a bit heady for me, but Arnold does shoot some stuff in it, and there's that weird alien guy.
To be fair, like all the Philip K. Dick stuff, like the movies take a lot of liberties. So,
okay.
Maybe you'd really enjoy his short stories. Like they're a little more to the point.
I mean, Blade Runner, I think, is just an incredible story. So yeah, if there's more stuff like that.
It's the book is it goes different places.
I think I respect books like that. I just don't think I have the capacity to read them. Like I started 1984, like a couple years ago, and I was like, "This is a cool idea. This is an interesting book." And then I got like a third of the way through it, and I was like, "This is still a book. This is taking a while."
Not to take too much away from MatterFall here as you're going, but like, what type of book is that?
1984?
Yeah, what's the like?
It's a science fiction book.
Okay, so you respect science fiction?
Oh, I like science fiction.
Okay,
I've always liked Star Wars.
I'm curious when you're like, I respect books like that, and then
no, I think they have cool ideas, and I think they're smart, and they make you think about interesting things. Well, books and like heady sci-fi books specifically. Would you consider Clockwork Orange sci-fi? Because I read that whole book in high school.
Yeah.
It's like a word. Dystopian is what they say.
Yeah.
When the future's bad, it's dystopian.
There's like hard sci-fi, and there's like fantasy sci-fi. There's like, I don't know, there's like a lot of different subgenres.
I don't think I've seen any hard sci-fi or read any hard. Is 1984 hard sci-fi? No. That's probably the hardest book I've read or started to read.
I consider like hard sci-fi like the Blue Mars
Okay. Is there any hard sci-fi I might have heard of?
I don't think he means hard, like challenging to read.
No, I
Like
mean,
you have to know a lot of science?
Like
there's like a lot of science.
real science.
Yeah.
Oh. Michael Crichton. Like, what about like Jurassic Park and Congo and stuff? No?
Like, I consider almost like, this is not a great analogy, but like the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek.
Okay, I love
like,
Star Wars.
Star
I
Wars is
respect
like-
Star Trek.
Star Wars is like a sci-fi fantasy thing.
Okay,
and
I think I like that.
Star Trek is like more like, we're gonna try and like explain how warp drives work. And
I don't need that. Yeah.
Photon torpedoes work.
Just
and
give me the
Star
laser
Wars
swords
is like
and tell me it's the Force.
space magic
Yeah.
and laser swords.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's all I need. Star Trek I respect, but Star Trek I think gets a bit heady. Star Wars, it's based on like the Odyssey and the. Oh, by the way, look, there's zero G parts in this game,
That's
so you
cool.
float around. Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
This gets hard.
This is just kind of like a bullet hell.
Yeah. So Star Wars is based on like Iliad, Odyssey,
No.
Greek tragedies, right?
No, I mean,
I thought it was.
It's based on the monomyth, the hero of 1,000 faces.
I thought it was based on Greek stuff.
Well, that's all part of the same. Oh gosh, what's the author's name? Abby.
Homer.
No, who did Hero of 1,000 Faces?
I don't know.
What's his name?
You brought that thing up before. Is that a book?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a book, but there's all like
He
a
went-
lot of like classic and modern stories are based off
Joseph
of it.
Campbell.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So he went through and he like was like, I'm gonna look at all these ancient myths and like epics and poetic epics and all this stuff.
Oh, and like through lines
and,
throughout
what's-
cultures.
Yeah,
and,
like what's
okay.
the like through line here?
Okay.
And was like, okay, here are the things. There's always like an orphan, or like there's always like the hero who has like he has to cross the thresholds, and there's a mentor, and like you get a boon from your mentor, and like this like very kind of like almost programmatic way to like that these stories all share this like common tropes, right? And
So they're talking about how like Liam Neeson is usually like in Batman Begins and all this stuff. He's like the mentor that dies at the beginning. Well, I guess in Batman it was different, but Gangs of New York, he always plays this like father type character who teaches you how to swing a sword and then
Sure.
he dies. Like
I guess,
those
yeah.
type of tropes.
I guess.
Okay.
I'm not the film major.
I guess 2/3 of the people in this are.
But there was
filmmakers.
a screenplay book that was based off of it that was really good, and I can't remember what that was. Abby, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There was like
A screenplay book? What do you
it
mean?
was like, like a book on like writing screenplays
Oh,
that was
okay.
like, here's how you adapt.
Right.
Hero of 1,000 Faces is a very big book, and there was like I can't remember what the. I also read it a while ago.
I assume that's nonfiction, right? The Hero of 1,000 Faces. If it's just examining this stuff, it's like there's not like a hero story within that, right? It's not a fictional book.
No, it's like an academic book.
Oh, okay.
Multiplier up.
Like I'm not sure if I made it through the whole thing. Like I think I've like thumbed through it and jumped around it. The one about the screenplay, which I just cannot remember, was like easy, like a short read.
Okay. Star Wars is cool.
Yeah,
I like those laser
Star
swords
Wars,
a lot.
yeah.
Darth Vader looks pretty cool.
G.
I wish I knew what it was. Probably on my bookshelf somewhere.
Are any movies hard sci-fi? Or is the film medium not
like plenty.
robust
Like
enough to...
I don't know.
Gattaca or something?
Oh, I saw Gattaca. I was all right with that.
Yeah, I was thinking more like almost like 2001.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
2001.
Maybe until like the last 10% of it.
That part's great. No idea what's going on.
Things like all those like hard sci-fi. Okay, so the one where he's stranded on Mars.
The Martian?
Oh.
Yeah, The Martian.
I've wanted to see that. I've not
Yeah.
seen it yet. So that's
fine.
they're trying to explain how he's making potatoes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to see that. How about The Arrival? I want to see that too.
Arrival is more of like a cerebral sci-fi.
Is that like Interstellar?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, they're sort of similar. In my opinion, I think Arrival is what Interstellar wanted to be.
Oh, I liked Interstellar.
I
so-
think Interstellar
Is a much harder
but-
sci-fi.
Yeah, but like again, like these are two buckets that things don't always fall into.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
There's a lot of different subgenres in there.
sci-fi school.
There's like I think people use hard sci-fi, and again, this is I'm no literary expert, and sci-fi this kind of same way people use like high fantasy and
Okay.
like fantasy.
Like, is Game of Thrones high fantasy? Is Lord of the Rings high
Yeah,
fantasy?
I would say Game of Thrones is a little more high fantasy. There's not a ton of like warlocks and magic and ogres and stuff like that. I mean,
there are giants.
There are
and
dragons and stuff like that. So
But I feel like those are even unusual in the Game of Thrones world.
Yeah, it's a
you know what
little
I
more
mean?
Yeah, like they didn't even
politics.
believe
Yeah.
that dragons existed.
Right.
Like a lot of people
That's
in there.
like unusual that it's coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
like categories and buckets are dumb.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
There's a crazy like blood god that's apparently real in Game of Thrones. That's high fantasy, right? They brought a man back to life with blood.
Multiplier up.
That's a
Why are you
fantastical
talking-
plot
why are you just
element.
doing spoilers for Game of Thrones
That's like
now.
4 years
Why-
old.
Like
That's 4 years old.
That's-
Entertainment
you-
Weekly put Jon
I
Snow in
was-
the cover. Like, he's back to life.
I was not
it's
super
fair
psyched we
game.
got completely off of Matterfall, but now it's just going to turn into a spoiler for a Game of Thrones
That's not
podcast.
a spoiler.
Multiplier down.
Seriously, if Entertainment Weekly can put Jon Snow on the cover saying a massive spoiler a week after it happened, I can talk about a plot point from 4 fucking seasons ago, right? If not, bleep it all
Hey,
out.
look,
That's
you
fine.
beat the level.
Is that seriously? Is that a uncouth thing to do?
I'm not here to judge your spoilers.
I
Let
thought
the-
we were
let the-
well
let-
past the
let
statute
court-
of limitations on
Let
that
the
one.
court of public opinion.
They
pass
did the
their
blood
judgment.
god thing, like seriously, like season 3 with
All
the
right, fair.
Melisandre.
I guess it's not really a spoiler if you just keep spoiling it incorrectly anyway.
Wait, no, they used blood.
Just stop.
They got the
Just-
fake
hey,
son's
why don't you-
blood and they
How much is
used
this
it to
again,
make a
Dan?
ghost man that
Just-
killed Renly or
Just
something.
stop. And how much is this game?
$15.
No, it's not. It's $20.
Why-
Why are you so wrong about everything? It's $20. It's on PS4. It's made by Housemarque. It's published by Sony. What?
You're just reading my notes, my thorough notes that I took in preparation.
All right. So is there any more in here?
I'll show you a boss fight real quick.
All right. Thank you.
Seriously, beep all that out if that's too much. If I said something from the leaked episode I just watched, that's a spoiler.
Okay.
3 seasons ago, that's fair game, folks.
I don't think incorrect information counts as a spoiler, so I think you're probably okay.
All right,
And
the blood god's real.
Stop.
There is one dude that came back to life a bunch.
What's this?
This is an autonomous hunter killer.
All right.
You can get new augmentations from civilians. I think this game's pretty fun, Benny.
It looks like, it looks very Housemarque-ish.
It's definitely a Housemarque game. It's probably my favorite one since Resogun, which I guess they've only done. I don't think have they done anything besides Nex Machina.
Are you a robot?
I'm a space lady.
Okay.
There are like 3 or 4 big boss fights in this game, and I think they're all pretty fun. Do you like
Okay.
do you like fantasy or sci-fi better?
I like good books.
Do you like books?
I like good books.
Okay. Heard that Dark Tower is bad. This is our new podcast where we
movie?
play Matterfall and talk movies.
The movie.
I heard the movie's bad.
Okay.
You know, I know people seem to love the books. But yeah, the movie I heard is real bad.
That's a shame.
So there's a boss fight. He's got a health bar. I
It's a
shoot
big
him with
old
guns. Yeah, I shoot this bug with guns until he dies. Once there's no more red under his name, he's a dead thing. And then I move on to the next level. I try to beat him before my green goes away. It's a video game.
Yeah.
I like it. So yeah, I won't spoil the rest of this boss fight for the
Nice.
folks watching
Thank-
at home.
oh, thank
so
you.
I'll go ahead and wrap
Thanks.
it up. I want to be sensitive to spoilers, so
Thank you
I'll
very
go ahead and
much.
wrap it up. So that's Matterfall. It's $20 on
It is?
PSN.
Oh, wow.
Developed by Rockstar internally. It's the Red Dead team.
Okay.
Yeah, it's published by Nintendo.
This
On
was-
Sony, it's a weird thing.
This
We'll
was
talk about it on
originally
these but-
originally supposed to be Red Dead 15.
No, this
They're
was Bully 2,
Yeah,
actually.
okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then they just had to change the name and
Yep.
put it out on PS4 for
Yeah.
$20.
It's a crazy story. I got a big write-up coming about it. I really dive deep into it. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. And thanks for joining me, Benny.
Thank you, and thanks, Abby.